a ban on rainbow crosswalks, and it's about time. The argument being that painting the streets is a distraction, and roads are only supposed to have markings to help us drive and be safe. So we got this story from PJ Media. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy bans rainbow crosswalks. Now, there have been a spattering of stories across the country of young men going to jail or getting fined because they desecrated the woke symbolism. That is, we got a story out of Atlanta where some kids ripped down some pride flags from a gay bar, which they stole. You shouldn't steal. Don't destroy other people's property. Come on. But then they were riding their scooters around on the pride crosswalk and then cut the flags up, and they're facing hate crime charges. You've also got stories out of the Pacific Northwest where some kids on scooters were doing wheelies. That's it. They were doing wheelies on the Pride crosswalk. They got charged. Then, of course, in Florida, this one intersection, there were a couple of instances of people doing burnouts as they drove through it, and they're getting charged for driving. Come on. Where I live, where I grew up, where you live, people do burnouts all the time. Sometimes it's an accident or whatever, but usually it's on purpose and nobody goes to jail for it. What they're trying to do with these pride crosswalks, they are trying to create a protected religion in government. I mean it. Well, Sean Duffy says, nah. Check this out from PJ Media. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy struck a blow at radical LGBTQ activism as Pride Month ended. Of course, we are now in MAGA Month. Duffy sent a letter to all 50 state governors, the D.C. mayor, and Puerto Rico's governor, a letter which she shared with the Daily Signal. Trump's transportation secretary told the governors to work on removing distractions, including woke political symbols from roads and intersections. In the letter, Duffy wrote, "Roads are for safety, not political messages or artwork. Today, I'm calling on governors in every state to ensure that roadways, intersections, and crosswalks are kept free of distractions." He added, quote, "Far too many Americans die each year to traffic fatalities to take our eye off the ball." He assured the governors that the Transportation Department stands ready to help communities across the country make their roads safer and easier to navigate. Just this June, a Rhode Island man was reportedly arrested for leaving skid marks on a rainbow crosswalk. Hopefully, Duffy's new guidance will help the man as the case moves forward. I got a question, right? Like, what if you went to the hardware store and you got some paint because you're going to go paint your house? And you're walking down the street, just minding your own business, and you trip and fall, and the paint splatters everywhere. Is that a crime? Like, what do you do? In most normal circumstances, if you dropped paint, you're not getting charged for it. People are just going to be like, oh, crap, we got a paint spill. Usually the paint just stays there. Nobody cares to go into the street to clean it up. My point is, why does it matter if someone puts a skid mark on the crosswalk? You are offending their political ideology. That's why they charge you. That's insane. It is crazy to me that they're like, driving on the ground is illegal. You are allowed to only drive calmly and carefully over a rainbow. Duffy's letter. In fact, you know what I'd say? Duffy should instead declare that all rainbows painted on the streets are God's covenant that he will not flood the earth. Take the rainbow back. I think that's why they did it, to be honest. The reason why the left adopted the rainbow symbol was to take it from Christians, because for those that are not familiar, and I'm not super well versed on this, but my general understanding is that the rainbow was a symbol of God's covenant to the earth. He will not flood it again. And then the left took it and said, nah, it means you want to bang guys, or, something in that mix. Duffy's letter is part of the effort to push the Federal Highway Administration's Safe Arterials for Everyone through reliable operations and distraction-reducing strategies, or Safe Roads Initiative. Silly. Last year, 39,345 people died on our country's roads, which represented a decrease of 3.8 from 2023. But Duffy understandably labeled it an unacceptable number. I agree. The roads should be safe. We shouldn't have stupid distractions. You shouldn't be painting your weird symbols. But I'll tell you this, you know what I would accept? American flags for MAGA Month. The Safe Roads National Initiative will focus on the non-freeway arterials within your state, including safety and operation at intersections and along segments consistent and recognizable traffic control devices, including crosswalk and intersection markings, and orderly use of right-of-way that kept free from distractions. We get it. So he wrote, Duffy asked that within 60 days, each state's Department of Transportation will develop a list of arterial segments, including intersections with the highest safety, operational, and compliance concerns that will be addressed by the end of the year 2026. He asked state departments to submit these lists to the Federal Highway Administration's office in each state. Concluding with our shared goals of moving people and goods safely and efficiently, we can make the expectation that all Americans make it home safely and on time a reality. Too many leftist cities have tried to turn roads into political statements about race and sex. Philadelphia, Hollywood, San Fran, Atlanta, and Milwaukee are among cities that have put in pride rainbow crosswalks. It is excellent that Duffy is aiming to put a stop to it. Very interesting. Now, here's where it gets fun. You guys may have seen that UPenn apologized to the ladies because they were letting a dude compete against the ladies. And now they are stripping William Thomas of all of his records. And I don't mean like record breaking. I think he might have broke some records, but all of like his results gone. And that means that females, the actual female athletes, are going to get ranked up. This happened because Donald Trump basically said, that's a nice $175 million you're getting from the federal government. Would be a shame if we took that away from you. And of course, UPenn prioritizes $175 million over letting some dude swim with ladies or be naked in their locker room. Now, I think what largely happened was the Biden administration, the Democrats, went to the universities and said, if you don't allow guys in the ladies' room, we're going to take your money away. And they went, okay, fine. Then Trump comes around and says, no, stop. Otherwise, we'll take your money away. I think that's a big component, but I do think a lot of these universities are overtly woke and probably love the fact that they're having dudes get naked in front of ladies in the ladies' locker room. It's weird, whatever. So here's what I think happens with this Duffy thing. He puts out this memo. And, they say he bans rainbow crosswalks. Well, his letter just said, let's keep the road free from distractions. But the message is clear. This is the plan. See, the game now is going to be, he sends him this letter, says, submit to us these things, and what's going to happen? The states that refuse to comply or don't address the rainbow crosswalks, he's going to say are in violation of the Safe Roads Initiative, and he's going to use that as justification to withhold federal funding for their transportation systems, infrastructure, highway, bridges, etc. And the states are going to say, we'd rather have the money than have our rainbows. So I do believe this is effectively a ban on rainbow crosswalks. But it ain't just that. We saw over the past several years, like in New York, the Black Lives Matter thing they painted in the street, and Trump didn't go after them. And I think that's ridiculous. So I want them to now. And I want to know why we're not getting the arrests. Now, of course, hold on. The Trump admin did charge 324 people with defrauding U.S. government of some $15 billion. That's crazy. $15 billion spread it amongst all those people? That's nuts. And everything in between. So there were a lot of recipients of money that was defrauded of the government that got it legitimately. Meaning some guy files a false, Medicaid claim, but the money doesn't all go to him. It gets spread out through the service providers or, whatever. The insurance companies, the administrators, they get their salaries paid by this. They're stealing money. So we are seeing those arrests. But I'm talking about in New York where they had these cops protecting Black Lives Matter painted in the street. That's illegal. They stole taxpayer money to paint that in the street. Same thing with D.C. I want to see all of these people charged and arrested. Now, the left and the libertarians, they may as well be the same political party at this point. Libertarians are basically consistently advocating that we do not get accountability for what the Democrats have been doing for a decade. No, what they're doing is wrong. Okay, so we should charge them. Well, I don't know. You can. We can. We can accuse them of doing wrong to subvert our country and destroy our roads. No, we shouldn't do that. The libertarians, not all of them, but many of them may as well just be leftists. And many of them are. If you look at the libertarian conventions, you have a lot of woke libertarians. I mean, look at their candidates. The last two libertarian candidates were overtly woke. You had Joe Jorgensen, who actually tweeted out it's not enough to be not racist. You must be actively anti-racist, which is just a communist slogan. And then you got that other guy, Chase, what's-his-face? I don't even remember his name. And he was just a gay communist. But he was running on the libertarian ticket. So anyway, I digress. My point is, this is what we are dealing with in the United States. We have to use the laws as they are written to create a functioning society, to maintain and stabilize our society. That means we shouldn't have rainbow crosswalks. That crosswalks are drawn under legal guidelines for specific reasons. And they're like, let's make them rainbows. No. Because now you're changing the legal structure of things, and we know why you're doing it. And you're trying to put people in jail for skid marking on your stupid rainbow crosswalk. This is a waste of time, and it is weird cult-like garbage. So let's go. I'm going to wrap it up there, my friends. Stay tuned. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Make sure you go to timcast.com and join the Discord server. What is this? It is a community of tens of thousands of people. They're hanging out every day, sharing expertise, learning new things, and our upcoming events, the Culture War. Guess what? Members get free tickets. It's technically free. I mean, you pay for a membership, but the tickets are available. We got 30 reserved seats just for you guys. Smash the like button, share the show. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all in the next segment.